Okay, so welcome to Cash Flow Real Estate Wealth Mastery, where we want to buy, hold, and eventually be wealthy. Right. Wanted to introduce the club, right? And basically, who this club is actually for. The Cash Flow Group is first-time investors, investors looking to grow their portfolios. Investors that want to learn how to do in-depth analysis and analyze their properties before buying into a property. How to use positive leverage. We're going to be going over terms that include cash-on-cash return, and what you invest in a property and how much is actually getting you out. How to avoid defects in title. Over the course of the next few meetings, I'll also be bringing in special guest speakers as we progress the group. Some of them will have more title experience. I'll also bring in an attorney to go over contracts and things of that nature, so you can know what instruments you're going to be purchasing properties with. Explain to you what a warranty deed is, what a special deed is, what a quit claim deed is, the different types of deeds. And I'm sure everybody wants to know what and how to find properties. The market's speeding up, and wanting to know where finding properties is going to be very important to us. Finding properties at the right price is actually going to be a great topic. And what kind of properties fit your profile? Some people, they're going to feel more comfortable in homes like single-family residences. Some people are going to be more diversified and want multifamilies or commercial apartment complexes, things like that. I want to assure you that even though all the properties have different characteristics on how you buy them, the fundamentals are still going to be the same. So for the beginning of our meetings, we're going to mostly go and focus just on single-family homes, which is probably what most investors are going to start with. Fair enough?
Fair enough, yeah.
Okay, great. So who is this club not for? Okay, so this is not going to be a get rich quick. This is not going to be a flip this house.
Nah.
There's other groups for that. That's not what my focus is. My focus is on making sure that I teach and pass on information that you could use in investing in a logical manner and calculating your risk ahead of time before making a purchase. So this is not by any means a get-rich-quick club, or am I going to try to sell you the magic bullet at the end of the presentation. So you can rest assured that that's not going to happen.
No, I'm pretty sure. But a lot of the stuff that you mentioned about the cash-on-cash return, I learned that from that. I actually have the booklets. I was like, okay, so I did get something out of it. So
absolutely,
it's not like I wasted because you had to pay $50. So the guy made, and it was at least probably
you never anything that you attend. If you get one thing out of it, you got your money.
So I learned about that. I had the formulas. We did examples, so I did learn about that stuff.
Right. And about me, my name is Yobel Montesino. I've been in real estate from 2004 to today, so that means that I was here in the good time, and the bad time, and whatever time this is. So I've been a broker for the last several years. We own my own company, Montesino and Associates. I'm also a licensed title agent, so therefore I am familiar with the concepts of clearing title, acquiring things by various different types of title, and we're going to go into that in future meetings on how to do title work. Well, not how to do title work, but how to
familiarize
yourself with enough title work so you can look for those things. Again, my company name's Montesino and Associates Realty. We have a subsidiary, Fast Cash Property Solutions. I've offered management, property management, and investment analysis. Those are our specialties. We have different divisions that handle things like that. My experience has been, I've done real estate investment, I've fallen into pitfalls before, and I want to teach people what not to do as well as what to do. Now that the economy is actually picking up, there's going to be a lot of different things that you may want to avoid. And here's what really it's all about. It's cash flow. Not only cash flow, but as investors, one of the things that we want to focus on is positive cash flow. Positive cash flow is anything that you have left over after you pay your expenses, tax deductions, mortgages, any kind of repairs. Positive cash flow is what we invest for. Without positive cash flow, we're speculating, or we're investing for other reasons such as tax shelters or building equity. But I assure you that positive cash flow is what's really the key in wealth building. That's what we want to focus on. Now, you do have certain write-offs and things like that that do make properties that aren't in a positive cash flow attractive as well. When people are in higher income brackets,
I do taxes, so I know exactly what you're talking about. When you lose money and it helps you out, yeah.
Right, sometimes it does help you out, and it does make it a benefit to owning a property that you are making payments on, or you're losing a little bit of money on, or breaking even on, so that you're building an equity position in the property. But that's not really what we want to focus on, because there's not that many properties like that, and there's not that many people like that that want to invest in a property like that. So analysis, property analysis is very simple. This is not how you analyze a property, okay? It's easier than you think, and a lot of people have had napkin math analysis. Well, I make X amount in rent, and the property costs me this much in monthly payments. That's a rough estimate, and there's ways to factor in gross rent multipliers, so you have an idea of what you would pay for properties. But really, that's the secret right there. That's the secret. It's Uncle Irv. Have you heard of Uncle Irv? Uncle Irv. It's your income over your rate or your value. If I could tell you anything about a property, I could tell you the income of the property, and if you know what kind of rate of return you want, you could get the value. You could get what you could pay for that property and still be profitable. Okay? That's called the capitalization rate formula. And what capitalization rate is the number one formula that I like to use in analyzing properties, being that you apply your cap rate to any given property. If you know what your cap rate is, basically is the threshold of what you want to make on each property. Now, what would you like to make on a property?
Well, basically from that seminar I went to, they say if you take a mortgage, make sure your cap rate is at least 2 points higher than your interest rate.
Right. That would be reflected of your cash on cash return. But that's not a good rule of thumb. Okay. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to ask you like this.